Thanks for joining me. My name is Chris, and for my video today, I'm going to be doing another tag video. I said there were a lot of tag videos that I have to catch up on, and this is one. Actually, I was just tagged for this, but the timing is right, and I thought I will do this one before I've done. I think I have two others that I have to catch up on, but for today, I'm going to be doing the jewelry tag that was started by the lovely Jill Maurer. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Sorry, Jill, if I'm wrong. And I was tagged by Andri, the fabulous Andri. So thank you, Andri, for tagging me. And I'm going to get right into it. So there are 13 questions, and I'm probably going to have to use my glasses to read these. I wrote them down, so I get them right, but we'll get right into it. So our first one is, what was your first piece of jewelry, and do you still have it? So actually, I dug it out. I do have it, and I am wearing it today. Little story behind it, and it was a charm bracelet that my mother bought me when I was 8 years old. This was my birthday present for my 8th birthday. She bought me the gold, I don't know if it's 12 karat gold, 10 karat gold, something like that. This charm bracelet here. And then she got me a charm too, which says happy birthday on it and has my birthstone on there. And then over successive years, I got other charms as well. This one is a little ballet slipper because I was a dancer, and that also has my birthstone. And then there was a Christmas one here, if I can show you right there. And then a couple others over the course of my teenage years that I collected here and there. Now, when I first got it, it was huge for me, and in fact, it's still so big on my wrist that I can just slide it off by sliding it over my hand. So I tend not to wear it that much because it's a little bit dangerous. It dangles so far down over my hand sometimes that I'm afraid that it's going to fall right off. But I would never get rid of this, and I always remember my 8th birthday because of this. So that is my first piece of jewelry. Okay, maybe I should just leave my glasses on so they don't keep coming on and off. All right, number 2 is, do you prefer silver and gold? I prefer gold, however, I do like white gold. So if you're talking about the colors of metal, I tend to prefer white metals over gold, over yellow metals, because I think that they go better with my complexion. Now, in the 80s and 90s or early 2000s, gold was very, very popular. So I wore a lot of that. I collected a lot of that. And then white gold started to become popular, and I got into the white gold and the white metals as well. So I tend to prefer, right now anyway, I tend to prefer the white metals and the color of silver or the color of white gold over gold. But I like both, and I do wear both pretty much on a regular basis. All right, number 3, is your style big and bold, or is it small and dainty? Anybody who's watched my channel probably knows that I tend to wear very large rings. I have a couple really big, bold rings that I wear on this hand. I do like a big, bold watch. I guess my style is big and bold. I wouldn't think so, but overall, I guess it must be. Although usually I'm a little bit understated with the earrings. And necklaces, I don't know, it's hard to say. Some that I have are very delicate, and some are a little bit bigger and bolder. But overall, if I had to pick, I would definitely say that I'm a big and bold jewelry kind of girl. Do you wear all fine jewelry or costume jewelry, or a mix of both? Generally, I tend to wear mostly fine jewelry. I do have a couple pieces of costume. This, for example, is a piece of costume jewelry, which I got recently, and I love it, so I wear it quite a bit. But overall, I have to say that most of my jewelry is fine jewelry. Part of the reason for that is that I have a very sensitive skin. For instance, my ears are so sensitive I can only wear gold. Occasionally, I could put silver in, but even the silver tends to irritate me after like 24 hours. So that's one of the reasons. I get like, rashy around my neck sometimes from base metals, and even on my hands. So out of necessity, I pretty much have stuck to gold, and to a smaller degree silver, because silver, the right kind of silver, tends not to bother my skin either. But that is the primary reason. It has nothing to do with not liking costume jewelry. I think much of it is very beautiful, and you can really embrace the trends with costume jewelry without breaking the bank. But again, on the other hand, my skin is too sensitive, so I can't often wear costume jewelry. Okay, the next question is, do do you wear the same pieces every day, or do you mix it up? And I do wear my wedding set every day. I always wear a watch, but I switch it out. So I have several watches and I will switch those out. And yeah, there's really nothing except my wedding set that I wear every single day consistently. I do have several pairs of earrings, although I have, you know, favorites, of course, but yeah, I switch it out. I have lots and lots of jewelry that I've collected over the years, and so I just like variety in general, and things in general, but in jewelry in particular. So I don't stick with the same pieces of jewelry every day. I tend to mix it up. Okay, are your ears pierced? And if so, how many piercings? Yes, they are pierced. I have one hole on this side and I have two holes on this side, but I never ever put anything in this hole anymore. I was probably in college, you know, maybe I was about 19, 20 years old, and my sister decided that I needed more piercings. I agreed, you know, she didn't kidnap me or anything. And basically she pierced it in the kitchen. She got an apple and she stuck a needle through to the apple on the other side, and that was this piercing right here. So for years I wore a little stud in there, and I don't know why I took it out, and then I just never bothered with it. Nowadays it hasn't closed really, but if I put anything, or I try to put anything into it, it's very irritated, so I pretty much ignore it. It's there. And as far as any other piercings, no, I don't have anything else pierced. No, it's not my thing. I know people love it. I have nothing against people who like to have lots of different piercings. In fact, I have a family member is heavily pierced. However, it's just not me. It doesn't go with my style, and so I don't bother with it. I also don't have any tattoos, so not a needle lover in general. Okay, next question. If you have a wedding band and engagement ring, did you choose it? I do have a wedding band and an engagement ring. I did not choose my engagement ring. My husband surprised me with it. And this is the original setting right here. So it was beautiful at the time. It's still beautiful, but of course I'm not using this setting. I don't know what sort of picture you're gonna get of it here. Try to put it as close to the camera as I can. It had a very high setting, so it's an oval stone, 1 carat diamond, and it had diamonds all along the side there and all along the side there, and I thought it was spectacular when he bought it for me. I was overwhelmed with it. I thought it was incredibly beautiful. I was very, very proud of it for many years, but you can see there is a huge crack in the gold right there, and I lost a stone because of that crack, and also the prongs broke off. So I was wearing this, you know, for many, many years, and I looked down one day. I was getting ready to go out, and I looked down one day and my stone was missing from my setting. And talk about a heart attack. I mean, I panicked. And then I was trying to retrace my steps. Fortunately, I was still in my house, and I just happened to look in my purse. At that time, I had this really crazy B&D purse. I don't know how many of you out there are going to remember B&D. It was a very popular bag manufacturer at one time, and I had this crazy purse with all kinds of studs and stuff on it. And I guess what had happened was the prongs caught in the zipper, and the prong broke and the diamond fell out, and I found it at the bottom of my purse. I was so happy and so relieved. So I immediately went to the jeweler, and the jeweler said that they could repair it. However, you know, because of the age of the setting, I think at that time, it was maybe 15 to 20 years or so that I had this ring, that he of course offered me another option, which was to pick a different setting. And because white gold was becoming very popular and platinum, I decided to go with the new setting, which is a little bit more low profile, I guess, just a little bit more. So this is the second setting that I have for my diamond. I did find my diamond, like I said, and I have 2 stones on either side and lots of bling here and there all over it, and got the little eternity band to go with it. So this is my second setting for my wedding band and my engagement ring. However, I do have the original, and I did have them sized up. For some reason, my left hand is narrower than my right hand, so I have both of these sized up. So this is my original wedding band right here, and then I also have an anniversary band that my husband bought me for my 10th anniversary. You can see they're a little bit dated, you know, the marquee style stones and such, but very beautiful. So I have them sized for this hand, so I do wear them occasionally. However, I do think that the anniversary band was part of the reason why this setting broke, because I think it was just rubbing up against the prongs. So I saved this. I'm probably not going to get rid of it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but still it has sentimental value to me. Okay, so that is the story about my engagement ring and my wedding band. All right, did you wear, oh, do you, sorry, oh gosh, just put the glasses on, Chris. Do you wear rings on other fingers or just stick to ring fingers? Usually I have at least one on my ring finger, but I do tend to wear a large ring on this finger, my middle finger right here. Occasionally I'll wear one here. I tried thumb rings, they're annoying, so they didn't work for me. And I do have one really pretty pinky ring, but I don't wear that much either. So I tend to want like one ring on this hand and, or one finger with rings on it on one hand and one finger with rings on it on another hand. So I don't do too much more than that. Not that I'm opposed to it. It's just for me, I don't know. I just find it a little bit more comfortable to just wear one or two on one hand and on the other hand. Okay, next question. What is your birthstone? Okay, I am born in December, and you December babies out there, you know we got a lot of options. So years ago, the original birthstone for December was a turquoise, and I do have some turquoise. These are some Sleeping Beauty turquoises that I have in a bracelet. But then when I was a little girl, they kind of switched from turquoise to a blue zircon, and this is what this is right here. So that was my original charm that came with this bracelet. It says happy birthday, and it has a little blue zircon in the middle of it there. So it's a stone that's sort of a teal color, much like the turquoise, except obviously the turquoise is opaque and the zircon is not. And then in like the 90s, the thousands, they introduced blue topaz as the birthstone for December. So I do have a blue topaz or two. This is not the only one that I have, but it's just the one I happened to grab from my jewelry box. And finally, the most recent birthstone for December is the tanzanite, which is perhaps my favorite because it is this gorgeous, gorgeous purple color. So I have some tanzanite earrings that match this tanzanite pendant right there. So yes, I have all the birthstones that were ever given to the month of December. We got lucky, December girls. We got a lot of options. I know some people don't have as many options. Some people don't like their birthstone. I love blue, so it was a good one for me. Okay, what is your most sentimental piece of jewelry? I would definitely have to say my diamond, not the diamond itself. Again, I swapped it out from the original setting to this setting here, but if I had to get rid of every single piece of jewelry that I had and save only one, I would have to be two. I would have to save my diamond because obviously my husband gave it to me. And that is my most sentimental piece of jewelry by far. Second, I think would be this, my very first piece of jewelry from my mom and dad for my 8th birthday. All right, is there a piece of jewelry on your wish list? Yes, there is. I don't know what my chances are of buying it because I don't want to spend a lot of money on a name brand. But I really, really love the Cartier Juste un Clou bracelet. I think it's gorgeous. I would probably get it with the diamonds because I'm a diamond girl. I just love sparkle. And I don't know, I would have to decide between the white gold and the yellow gold. I love rose gold. I think it's beautiful on other people. I have a couple rose gold pieces and I find that it blends right in with my skin. I have a very pink undertone to my skin. And yeah, you can't even see rose gold on me. It's like not even there. So I wouldn't get the rose gold. I would either get the white gold or the yellow gold in that piece. So maybe someday, who knows? But generally I find that jewelry has a high markup anyway. And to pay all that extra money just for the name brand, to me, is often not worth it. So many, many of my pieces are just pieces that I got from local jewelry stores, local jewelers, because I like them, not because they were any sort of name brand. So that is it. I believe that was the last question for this tag video. So once again, I want to thank Jill and also Andri for tagging me and also for creating this tag. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a different subject for me. I haven't talked too much about jewelry other than my earrings, which maybe I did talk a little bit about those. But I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider it. I would love to have you back. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, especially comment. I love reading people's comments. It makes me feel like I'm connecting to people out there, and it's just a lot of fun, and everybody's been so kind. So I do appreciate that. So until my next video, take care.